Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this Facebook Live. It is Wednesday, February 7th. We have some changing weather in our forecast, Lydia. We'll talk about that in just a moment here. But first, a reminder, you can find us live here on Facebook every morning between 8 and 9 o'clock. We go live for you. You can also find us on your Facebook feed throughout the rest of the day as the video is saved there. Also, look for us on our Inforum YouTube channel and your favorite podcast platforms as well. Just go to inforum.com/podcasts. and look for the Inforum Minute. All right, kind of a rinse and repeat start to the day. We're a little foggy again, but things are going to be changing up.
Changes are coming. It's starting with the wind, too. It's out of the east this morning. It's going to pick up as it turns to the southeast this afternoon, about 10 to 20, gusting near 25. And it'll take some time, but that'll be enough to shake out the fog, kind of move the air around and disperse the fog, get it on out of here. So visibility will improve throughout the day. There are some slick spots this morning, especially eastern, east central North Dakota up toward the Devil's Lake Basin being reported on the DOT map. So watch out for some of that. Just within the fog and temps near 30, it's enough to create some freezing patches and some of that sticking out of the roads. As temperatures warm this afternoon, though, those will melt away. Temps in the mid-40s this afternoon, near 50 in Wahpeton, so a little bit warmer down south, thanks to that same southeast wind. We're watching for the moisture to move in. And with those kinds of temperatures, I'm only talking about rain for today. Spotty sprinkles, scattered light rain showers at best. So nothing super heavy or organized today. The rain becomes more widespread overnight tonight. So late tonight into tomorrow, we're looking at areas of rain. Wind then turns to the northwest for tomorrow, and that will send in the colder air. So we see our temperatures actually go backwards tomorrow. We'll wake up close to 40 and then be in the 30s and eventually the 20s later on Thursday night. That'll switch us over to snow. That rain-snow transition line will move from west to east throughout the day tomorrow night. Just depends on where you are for when you see that switch over to snow. And then it snows overnight Thursday, off and on throughout Friday. Strong winds on Friday will create some blowing snow, some visibility problems, snowy roads. We're also watching for melting on impact, so that'll take away some of that snowfall total in the end as well. We don't have a snow forecast just yet. Most of that snow doesn't come Thursday night into Friday, so still less than 48 hours now, but more than 36. So we've got a little time here until the system really organizes itself a little bit more, even so, to watch it come over the Rocky Mountains and then get a better snow forecast for you. So I would expect the worst of the road conditions and the most snow to come late Thursday, lasting through the day on Friday. A few flurries left on Saturday, temp close to the upper 20s, low 30s. So a little bit colder into the weekend too. Yeah, so big changes headed our way. Next week looks fairly quiet with highs close to 30 degrees, which is really still not bad for this time of year.
Not at all.
But in comparison to the 40s and 50s that we've kind of gotten used to,
absolutely,
this will feel different. So plus it's been a while since we've dealt with snow, so remember all of your snow driving tips, and maybe relocate the shovel or make sure you have some gas for the snowblower. I don't think there's going to be that much snow until you're further to the northwest of here. That's where we're looking at the bigger snowfall totals right now. So keep your app handy, the DOT map, all of that if you do have any kind of travel plans.
Okay.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Lydia.
We're tracking breaking news for you this morning. We broke this on First News this morning. Fargo firefighters are on the scene of a fire this morning in downtown Fargo. It seems to be coming from an area near a homeless encampment, close to underneath the Veterans Memorial Bridge, that area. We could see smoke coming from the area here from our tower cam, and for some time as well. We're still working to get more information for you on what exactly happened, but we do know the call initially came in as a vegetation fire just a little before 7 this morning.
All right, Fargo Public School District leaders, committee members, as well as parents got their first chance to discuss the results of the second Fargo Public School survey. More than 2,000 people took part in that survey, which is actually a significant uptick from the first survey that they sent out, which would have been last November. The survey results kind of varied. It's pretty interesting when you broke it up by regions as to what different regions thought about schools and what they wanted and what they prioritized. There's a lot of details there, a lot of different percentages and questions. So easiest for you, just go to inform.com, check out the story. There's a full breakdown of what people said and kind of the next steps in this whole process.
A heads up today, there's going to be a temporary lane closure on I-29 just south of Argusville, Crews are going to be repositioning some concrete barriers and cleaning reflective markings. Here at 9 this morning is when it's going to start, but it should be back open by 2 this afternoon.
All right, Republican voters sent a strong message in Nevada last night for the presidential primary. Former President Donald Trump was not on the ballot because his campaign did not register to be on the ballot there. But that's because the state's delegates were actually not being awarded through that contest. But Nikki Haley, of course, the only other candidate still actively running for president, also did not win, which is interesting. Instead, voters chose an option on their ballot that said none of these candidates. A little more than 60% of voters there chose that option instead of Haley. The Republican caucus in the state will be held tomorrow. That's where the state's 26 delegates for nominating a presidential candidate will be awarded, and it's expected that Trump will pick up those delegates.
Hot Mic with Dom Izzo coming up this morning, 9 to 11 on WDAY Extra. It's National Signing Day for Football Part 2. You'll meet the transfer quarterback who's coming to NDSU from the Twin Cities. Plus, the Dragons have a dozen local players signing with their program today. Dom's going to take a closer look at who the newest MSUM players will be. Hot Mic is on from 9 to 11 on WDAY Extra.
And don't forget, for 99 cents a month for your first 3 months, you can get an all-access pass to Inform.com. Just visit Inform.com/subscribe to get that deal.
Our next newscast coming up here at 11 this morning. And, of course, we have you covered this afternoon, 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10 for more WDAY news.
And we'll be back tomorrow morning. We're going to be covering a lot of stuff about Giving Hearts Day, of course.
Yes.
So join us for that.